Hey everyone, welcome to episode 12 of the Toonami Escape Podcast. I'm Greg Zeno. Tonight we have B-Dubs,
Hello.
C. Kohler.
Episode 12?
We're going all the way back.
Wait, episode 12?
It took a while for you to... Did it take you that long to notice, B-Dubs?
I was drinking water and I wasn't able to say anything. I'm just like, wait, what?
We restarted, bro.
Episode 147.
I'm like, when did we relaunch? Did I forget?
Imperial Bishop.
I have returned.
Dude, it's only been 2 months.
Yeah, but 2 months without me is like 20 years, but I'm happy to be back on.
You know what else is back? Guess what's replacing JoJo? Part 4 is going straight into Part 5
Lupin.
of Lupin.
I'm actually really excited. I'm happy that, Lupin is coming back because it is a breath of fresh air and it shows that DeMarco does listen to this podcast.
Well, yeah, because it was Crocodile just last week who was going like, man, they really need to bring part 5 onto the block.
Goddamn right.
So, yeah, he got his wish.
Crocodile, you did this, buddy.
Yeah.
I believed in you.
And it's pretty timely, considering what happened with the creator, unfortunately.
I thought that I saw this and thought DeMarco finally got the thing he needed to push this through.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, he died. Now we're definitely airing it.
We have to.
It's
and
an
Mike
interesting.
Laszlo was like, okay.
It's an interesting theory, but I just assumed all along that part 5 was just kind of inevitable.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's. I am happy that we are getting it. That for sure.
The only thing I know about it, other than like it being high tech, is that people say this is very different from part 4.
Yeah, I watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and it was very sort of like it
modern?
played around. Yeah, it was more like if part 4 was more sort of Renaissance-y, this was definitely a like the 2 episodes I actually did watch before I forgot and realized, oh, I like the dub better. I'll just wait for that. Like the 2 episodes I watched were very sort of 21st century. They were, 2019, and they could only happen in 2019. If that makes any sense.
Lupin meddles with the United States presidential election.
I think that is actually something that happens.
No spoilers. Actually, wait.
No, I have no idea, actually.
If it's Lupin, that would just be like the plot of 1 episode.
I know
that was a large...
Well, I've only seen like 3 episodes last year.
I know there's some...
Well, don't say anything, because I haven't seen any of it.
No, like even in the advertising materials, they're very much like this season deals with social media.
Yeah, I know it has something to do with the internet. That's all I know. So yeah, which is kind of neat because
creative.
It's kind of like this idea of like, here are these classic thieves, but yet now they're dealing with like online stuff, and I think that's kind of neat. Yeah, because that's a thing. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. When is that coming out, Rex?
That's coming out on
June 15th.
June 15th because it's replacing JoJo.
God, that's too far away.
Or Promised Neverland. We don't really know yet.
No, because
Promised
Promised Neverland
is over on June 15th. Too short.
Yeah, it's 12 episodes. I think we might have a break coming soon.
Promised Neverland ends on June 29th.
Oh, okay. Because
that's what I figured.
When's Memorial Day? It's on
Memorial Day is the last weekend of May.
Oh, okay.
So the 27th.
But if this is coming in on June 15th, and we get a marathon for Memorial Day, that doesn't quite work because Giant Bananas Breakable is currently scheduled for June 8th.
Would we get a Memorial Day marathon though? Because that happens on a Monday.
Yeah,
we always get a Memorial Day marathon.
Oh, we do. Well, it is
maybe they're not doing one.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, if they always have in the past, I don't see why they wouldn't. It's just that it is confusing because there's so many shows ending around the same time.
It's like in between those two, Hunter x Hunter ends.
Yeah.
So wait, it could be Hunter. No,
Hunter.
What is Hunter x Hunter? I don't know when.
Week 1 of June, literally week 2 of June, because June 1st is a Saturday too, so it's one of our June's a 5 Toonami month.
It could be Hunter x Hunter, but
No, Hunter x Hunter ends
maybe.
on June 22nd.
Oh, June 22nd. Oh, okay. Okay, but I was gonna say something about Lupin. I think what makes Lupin so great is that it can be set in pretty much any time period. Well, not any time period, but like
Well, yeah, I think any time period.
Lupin the Third in the 22nd century.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
That was actually like a plot. Like they want to do like Lupin. I think Lupin the Seventh or something in the future. That was like a
There
spin-off
used to
idea.
be, I think in the 80s there was Lupin the Kid.
Oh yeah, that was that. That they just revealed that was like a short-lived spin-off series.
Yeah,
P-Dubs, you definitely know the answer to this. They definitely had a Detective Conan versus Lupin spinoff.
Oh yeah,
right?
no, I mentioned it last week. They definitely had a sort of face-off episode, and it ended in a tie because neither
course it
one
did.
was allowed because neither one's allowed to win.
Naturally.
You mean neither one is allowed to lose?
That
Like,
too.
Has there ever been like I'm sorry, but has there ever been like a like face-off movie or event where one side lost?
It's either a draw or they end up working together to beat the actual bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I think in Freddy versus Jason, one of them won.
Yeah, I mean
Well,
something like that.
I thought they both died. I mean,
No,
or something.
Alien versus Predator. The Predators definitely won, but
Okay.
90% of them died.
But
So
the less we say about that, the better.
yeah, I just remember because I watched it like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. But at least they didn't go with the it's a tie bullshit.
But here's an interesting thought. Since Lupin the Third was created in the 60s, and there's gonna come a point where I guess they can't really logically say, oh, he's the grandson of Arsène Lupin without it being like, wait, shouldn't he be a little older then? Let's say it takes place in like
maybe they just say
2025 or something,
Maybe they just say he's a descendant, not grandson.
I mean, it's like.
But here's the thing: he's Lupin the Third.
Yeah, he's Lupin the Third.
Has to be the grandson.
Lupin the Descendant doesn't roll off the tongue.
Lupin the Seventh.
Yeah, that doesn't really work.
The 12th.
That doesn't really work. But yeah, I mean, they've always used kind of like one of those sliding time scales, like everyone else has. Like Marvel does for the comics. Like Peter was around for the civil rights movement, and yet he's still 25.
Yeah.
Well,
comics
he's died
are comics,
70 million times in between those two things.
Well, yeah, but
let's not forget too that there's a guy who is dressed like a samurai, and another guy who just looks like he walked out of the 60s. They're like clothing and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I guess once they reach a certain point, like let's say we're in the year 2040, I guess they always keep the series as a period piece. Like, oh, here's a new Lupin series, but it's set in like the 90s or.
I mean, they could always
10s,
update. I seriously doubt they
the
can.
90s. In the 40s, that'll be half a century. That'll be half a century old. Oh my god!
It'll be fucking old.
Fuck.
Well, that's enough existential dread.
Imagine a universe where the 90s are from 50 years ago.
Oh god, that's all I need in my life, just to be that old.
Imagine a time where the 90s are as old or as far back as the World War II was in the 90s.
It happened to me once. It'll happen to you too.
Damn you, time! I gotta go play Mortal Kombat 11 immediately and beat the shit out of time.
Oh, that's out. Oh, that's out already. Yeah.
So you guys want to talk about the block?
No.
Nah.
Okay.
Later, everyone.
Right, bye.
This has been episode 140. Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super, episode 107. Revenge F, the cunningly set trap. In this episode, Frost is out to beat up an old dude who's dying already.
Oh, you mean Discount Frieza?
Yeah.
I like how everyone thinks, oh, it's going to be Frieza. No, it's just Frost.
Yep.
Frost is definitely here to eventually get, like, fucked up by Frieza, right?
It's either that or they team up.
Oh, I mean, they're going to do both. But at the end, Frieza's going to be like, you fucking suck.
Yeah, he's gonna. I said a while back, they're gonna like double cross each other, but then like I think you're right, Grex, that like Frieza will get the final double cross in. He'll get the triple, quadruple cross in.
Quadruple, triple cross.
Like, no, it's gonna like Frost is gonna try and betray Frieza, but then Frieza's like, "Bitch, you're not strong enough for that."
I betrayed you 2 hours ago.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The tournament hadn't even started yet.
I can see Frieza being like, "Man, you're such a douche. Wait, is this how I've always acted? Wow."
No,
Well,
I think Frieza knows he's a douche and loves it.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, who
Yeah.
knows what? he
Frieza will
is.
be like, man, I didn't even I was totally comfortable in my evilness. I didn't bother to like hide behind being a
Good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
philanthropist.
You
Remember
know
when that
what?
was Frost?
Mm-hmm. You know what I absolutely love is that Frieza spent like the entire time before the tournament trying to find someone to betray during the tournament. Like his entire thing was, oh, look at these new people that showed up. Hang on, Goku. Let me, try and kill you for a second while I talk to these people and see if I can betray them later. Like he's just a lot of fun. Like he knows he's a giant dickweed, and he knows everyone else knows he's a giant dickweed, but he also knows he's a bigger dick than they realize.
He's also not in this episode, actually.
No, he's
Yeah,
not,
that
and
was
makes me
weird. I
sad.
kept expecting him to show up and he didn't.
Like
Oh,
how big
wait.
is this arena? Like
You
this
know.
is a huge arena because characters just disappear.
I
It's
love-
exactly one Rhode Island.
I also like the fact that like they made this big point about the fact that like this arena is made out of a substance that cannot be broken in any way, and it's just all like a pile of rubble now.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't think they said it was unbreakable. It says like the hardest substance in the multiverse. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that's true.
That-
They
And
did
then
say
doesn't
that.
Jiren
mean anything.
flexes and it cracks in half.
So
And yes,
That-
Jiren did in fact flex some dude out of the ring today.
Yeah, that was awesome.
he also said something. He also spoke for once.
Yeah,
He said like
said-
move, and that's it.
like
Yep,
leave
he
him
said
to
words.
me.
He blasted out this dude literally called Majikayo, which just means seriously in Japanese.
Yeah, his power is one of those that makes you go, seriously?
Wait, was he the slime guy?
Yes.
He was.
The Dragon Quest slime who just so happens to sneak his way into the Tournament of Power.
He's in the wrong series.
Tune in next week when Jiren faces off with Yamaru!
And just flexes him out of the ring.
I hope Jiren does something. I mean, like they keep building him up, but all he ever does is stand there, and I feel like I'm at this point. I'm not even intimidated anymore. I think he's just boring.
Oh man, when Orcus gets off his throne, shit's really gonna go down.
No, I mean, Jiren is like
you
sort
know.
of more boring Saitama.
Yeah, I get the comparison. Yeah.
Like he's just, stupidly powerful, but he's not amusing in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, I would like to see him do like a little bit of something if you're gonna hype him up this much, but
Yeah. The thing I've always said in the past though is like when you have a character like this who's so ultra strong and stuff, like it's never really truly satisfying to me until they are like in jeopardy. And so I'm just holding out for that when I know, because obviously everyone's seen the opening, Jiren and Goku are going to face off. And then, of course, that's going to be the big battle. And if Jiren just wipes the floor with Goku, like completely, which I don't imagine could happen because Goku's the star of the show, but let's just say hypothetically, it's not really going to be that satisfying to me because like it's more satisfying when someone's built up so much that they're like indestructible, but then they're like, oh crap, that's when it's real satisfying. But we'll see. So far he's just stood around and done nothing.
yes, I agree with it coming from C Calder. That's really like a great way to do a villain.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
they're an antagonist.
Yeah, like Frieza. I mean, that was Frieza. Frieza was amazingly evil and also like just unstoppable and could destroy everyone. But then ultimately, in the very end, he was the one begging for his life, and it's like that's so much better,
Yeah.
Dispo was like the Piccolo of their group. he will always lose to every villain, even though he's supposed to be strong.
I don't know. I put Dispo a little bit below Piccolo just because he's not big green.
Yeah. Well, I think thematically he's like Piccolo, but
Right.
I didn't really mind Dispo actually. I think he was fine,
He's okay.
but nothing super great. And is Top still in it?
Yes, I want to see more Top, man.
Oh yeah, he's still there.
Top is like the most interesting of the Pride Troopers. I want to see more of him.
Honestly, we get kind of dicked out of what should be an awesome fight with Top.
Oh man, really?
I swear to God, like you're gonna see what I'm talking about in a couple of episodes, but you're gonna be like, really, we gotta watch all this bullshit instead of that one?
Hey, turns out we haven't deleted any like the Fourth Universe's robot people, so here's 5 episodes of that.
Oh yeah, Chugga.
No,
I forgot his name.
Magenta.
Oh yeah, magenta, almost like magenta. Oh,
Magenta.
I thought it was Magetta because it's like magma.
It's
But
one
whatever.
of those.
It's something like that. It's like who cares?
he's a steampunk robot.
Yeah.
He has rocks in his ears, so he can't hear all the trash talk.
And then Vegeta says one nasty thing to him, and he's just like, and jumps off.
He's like, I can't take this anymore.
I'm literally sitting here thinking that's what happened. I can't remember if Vegeta actually like shot him off or something.
He did shoot them off. Yeah.
Okay.
The thing with this arc is that we're at a point where a lot of stuff is happening, and there's some interesting things going on, but it's really just feels like we're kind of spinning the wheels. Like I haven't seen a lot of interesting group dynamics or team ups.
I don't know.
Really.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent. I mean, I think some of this Roshi stuff has been okay.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah,
like him using the containment thing, and I mean, like, hey,
which
that's
missed.
something.
I don't know how I missed, but
by the
Well,
way, it's the containment wave. So if you're just strong enough, someone can cast that, and then you can just grab it and move it around.
Yeah.
See, this stuff is so vaguely explained, so you can just do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. I guess you can grab this containment thing. That's magic. Okay, whatever. It's Dragon Ball. We could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty cool, but I think that there's a very real complaint that a lot of these characters, and especially a lot of the sort of Universe 7 guys, are kind of underutilized. Because, I mean, like, Tien had, one fight, and then he's gone. Krillin had, like, half an episode.
Not
18,
even.
Yeah, 18 hasn't really done anything since that Krillin episode.
What happened to 17? And we don't even see Frieza.
Yeah.
He's been putting in some work.
17 and 18 are still in it. They're just standing nearby. Because they actually did show up at the end of this episode.
Frieza's just kind of standing around being like, doesn't anybody want to betray somebody here?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I feel like just focusing on like a handful of characters in an episode just kind of takes away from this whole it's a free for all like team of brawl thing. So shouldn't we be shifting focus like multiple times each episode?
I don't know. I think what they're kind of trying to have their cake and eat it too, because it's like it's still the classic Dragon Ball formula of like this guy sparring with that guy.
Yeah.
But then then the next episode that guy could be sparring with someone else.
It like at a certain point it sort of once again turns into the Goku fights everybody show, which is kind of the main complaint, I think, because like Jesus fucking Christ, like he literally goes like an entire season's worth of episodes just fighting people, and it's like, is anybody else gonna fight?
Yeah, he's fought Kale, he's fought who's that one guy before Dispo, the guy who did he fight Dispo?
He fought like the little green dude.
Yeah, the green dude. I don't know, there's so many characters.
Like he teamed up with Hit, and that was pretty cool, but
Well, and that's the thing about
And-
Dragon Ball is that it's hilarious how every single person who gets hit with the evil containment wave is just like, oh fuck!
Nobody expects it.
Nobody is ever like more terrified than when they get hit with the evil containment wave.
I mean, like, Evil King Piccolo, like, literally had a thing about rice cookers for his entire existence because of that.
Everything about rice cookers. 'Cause-
I mean, it's
Yeah,
like
I think I remember that.
traumatizing. Like, you can't do shit.
They should have cut to a shot of Piccolo while that was going on. I'd love to see his reaction to that
Yeah,
move
just
being
like
used.
just the look on his face would have been priceless. Would have been like, glad it ain't me.
Well, Roshi got at least acknowledged by Beerus, who kind of remembered his name a little bit.
Yeah, I
But
thought that
Roshi
was
got
nice.
like 4 wins. You know, he did pretty damn good.
He's like,
Yeah.
get that sensu bean ready. The old man deserves it.
Yeah.
Now every single person who got eliminated so far is bald.
Is
Oh,
that
you had the
right?
3 bench
Yeah,
baldies.
it's true.
Oh my gosh.
The 3
Oh,
bench
that's right.
baldies.
The bench ballies.
Turns out their hair gives them super strength. At least the people still in
It's
the
like-
still in the match.
the anti-Saitamas. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it seems like we're ragging on the Tournament of Power a little bit, but
There's a lot
I
of
mean-
dudes who are just here to be here because the writers were like, we should have a big tournament with like 80 people in it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, we need to show all of them. It's like, what?
You know, I feel like probably would have liked it better had they done it sort of like the Dark Tournament. You know,
oh yeah,
just like the potential for either one-on-ones or team battles, and just sort of cut the roster down a little bit.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
mistake was, well, maybe not the mistake, but like the thing that caught them into a corner was that they were like, you can bring 6 from each universe. And they're like, somebody was like, on the writing team, someone was like, wait, how many universes are there? Oh, crap.
Yeah, it was like every
10, I'm
universe
sorry.
every universe gets 10 guys, and there's like 12 of them.
In reality, there's only like 1 or 2 guys from each universe who actually matter.
Right,
If that.
exactly. But you gotta have 10. So
Yeah.
I think they could have just cut it down to 7. You know,
I mean, they probably could have gone with like 5 or 6, and then done like, you know, Dark Tournament style fights where it's either one-on-one or team battles or something.
I mean, I know they want to show up like all the different universe fighters, but you know, you can save that for an
We really need to
eventual
show-
sequel.
We really need to show off Testicle with eyes
Mm-hmm. He was very important.
and just some blob
Yeah.
dude.
And the president of China, Winnie the Pooh.
This podcast is now banned in China.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure only one Chinese listener is upset about that. You know,
My Hero Academia. My Hero
Ah.
Academia, episode 46, from Ida to Midoriya. In this episode, some students are making a very dumb decision to go after the villains and get Bakugo back somehow, I guess.
I mean, I kind of like it. You know, they're
mean,
taking charge and doing stuff.
it's
And,
a
you know.
very shonen decision.
yeah, I mean, it's like they're doing something that hasn't been assigned to them. You know, like more or less up until now, the story has been extremely reactive. You know, it's like, okay, we have to do this, like we have this tournament we all need to take part in now, or we're gonna go training now, or you know, whatever. But now it's like, okay, we're doing this and we're doing it for ourselves.
yeah, and they're breaking the rules. That's also too like I mean, I think the real great moment in this episode is the confrontation between the students right before they decide, and Ida basically literally punching Deku in the face.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and that was a really well acted scene all around. I thought, especially the voice actor for Ida, I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, that was really good. They had a good heart-to-heart moment and a good hand-to-cheek moment.
Yeah. And then the idea is that like they're like, well, we're gonna go, but we're not actually gonna rescue Bakugo. We're just gonna locate him. or something like that. Then we're not going to use our powers, and which, of course, I think to me led to the best, like the most entertaining scene in the episode when they all go into disguise.
Quick, everyone! We need to blend in, dress like JoJo characters.
Yeah.
You talking to me?
I'm surprised it wasn't more posing.
Shoto's just over here like, this is me inconspicuous.
Yeah, I will not emote about this.
Their outfits are so ridiculous, man. You can tell they're kids because they're like, this is how we blend in, look like adults.
Yeah, it was great. And then like the whole bit about like, hey Momo, you could have just like made these clothes yourself. We didn't have to buy them. And then she's like, oh, but that would hurt the economy and blah blah blah. And he's like, she just wanted to go out shopping.
So yeah. Also, UA is doing the Japanese thing of being extremely sorry. They're very sorry.
And is that Aizawa? Aizawa looked so different.
Wait, that was Aizawa? I know, I'm just kidding. Of course it was, but I'm just like, it did not look like him.
Yeah.
Like when's the last time a razor blade touched that man's face?
Never.
And his eyes are all,
When's the last time he's seen a comb?
Madness.
And also, all of the pro heroes are converging.
Yep. Something's going down.
Yeah, you got Kami Woods, Mount Lady, and Best Genus.
Yeah.
Can I just
the four-time winner of the Best Genist Award, Best Genist.
Yeah.
Can I just say his line because I wrote it down because it was so awesome. Be strong as heavyweight denim, smart as tailor-made suits. Keep the fabric of society safe.
I changed my mind. Best Genist sucks.
He's so good. I don't know who hates Best Genus. He's so good.
I really do hope they all get to use their powers, because I do want to see him use his power of genes.
Yes. Wait, that might not actually be his power, though.
Well, I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it has something to do with genes.
Just because he looks like his power should have something to do with genes doesn't mean it should have something to do with genes. I mean, we have that lizard guy whose power has absolutely nothing to do with being a lizard guy.
That's true.
His power is just to show up, look fabulous, and everyone just surrenders. Like, okay, he's too well dressed. We can't beat him.
I mean, he's not that well dressed either, because I mean, them jeans go all the way up to like his nose. It's like that's way too.
I've seen grandfather jeans, but this is ridiculous.
Another thing was weird to me too, and it's like, in hindsight, it's perfectly normal. It makes sense, but it's just the image of Kamui Woods and Mount Lady just driving in their car to get to the place where they're like, for some reason that just seems silly to me, but I guess that's completely normal in this world,
Kamui Wood should be like, quick, into the Woodmobile.
Yeah. But no, they're just driving their Honda Civic.
It's made out of wood. It sucks.
But
to the invisible boatmobile, and then they hit the wrong button on the key fob and they get blasted by rocket exhaust.
And I was thinking, like, well, Mount Lady could probably walk there in like a minute, but then maybe it would be
everyone would know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Mount Lady. Like, take a picture, quick. All the perverts would be out.
Oh, and then Endeavor's there too.
His office is so.
His office.
It is so overcompensating.
Yep.
He just has this fucking entire floor of a skyscraper with nothing in it.
I don't need anything because it always burns.
Remember McGillis's office in IBO?
Oh God,
that was this and that are like the office kings of Toonami so far.
Yo, I just realized maybe the Woodmobile is actually in the shop, so he can't drive. Like, where's the Woodmobile? Oh, it's in the shop, so he's gonna take this sedan.
Kohler, you know what you have to do.
Yes. Well, it's basically the Flintstones car, wouldn't it be?
I guess. Yeah. No, that's made out of stone.
Oh yeah, but it's got wood on it,
But those cars still break down for some reason. They still break down like.
What else was in this episode? Oh yeah, the League of Villains thinks Bakugo is on some Sasuke shit, but he's not on that shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, this is like the Sasuke retrieval arc, and Bakugo's like, fuck you.
I think they're John Rasavi.
I mean, you'd think it would kind of be like that, but with how blatantly evil he acts a lot of the time. But I guess he's just a jackass.
He's just it's still hard for me to root for Bakugo, but I will say this was probably the most heroic he's been, like in a sense of like heroic in the sense that like he doesn't want to just beat the villains because he wants to be the best. He wants to beat them because they're bad and that they're trying to hurt people, I think. And he does technically look up to All Might. Even though one time he told All Might to fuck off, which I thought was like, why would you say that to your childhood hero?
He's being tsundere, I guess. Like, oh my goodness, it's All Might. Fuck off. But yeah, I mean, some people would say this is like the turning point for Bakugo, because where I guess your opinion of him starts to be a little bit more positive. I
mean, he's still a grateful little bitch. He acts like a horrible human being to literally everyone that he meets for all time.
But he knows right from wrong, at least, And I guess he looks up to All Might, and he realizes these guys are bad.
In the direction of the people, the bad guys, he'll explode them. But he also will explode anyone if you don't point at his explosions. So
I mean, don't forget he was willing to, like, remember when him and Deku had to team up against All Might?
Oh yeah.
And he was like willing to basically take Deku out of the picture in order to win, and it was just like, dude, come on.
But he sees Deku as his rival, I guess. So Deku's an exception, I guess. If Deku was just a regular citizen, I think he would have not really,
Yeah, and also, I mean, there was that brief shot that they've shown like 4 times now where when he gets captured and Bakugo goes like, Deku, don't, or something like that. Where like any other time he would have gone, "What? Don't try to save me, nerd," or something like that. But this was more like, "Deku, don't come this way," as almost like a warning, as if he might actually care. Which was, I mean, again, I just noticed that he kept like, it was a weird way he said it, and it wasn't antagonistic. So I can see his character becoming better, but I agree that he's not there yet. He's still a dick. So
I mean, to put it mildly.
Yeah.
Well, as the saying goes, he may be a dick, but he's our dick.
And he's also stuck with him.
He's also like this scenario of him being trying to be recruited by the bad guys is really the most obvious course of action for his character. Like ever since the beginning, if you had told me that he becomes the ultimate villain of this series, I would have believed you.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Because it seems like that's what they've been setting up this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean of Shigaraki?
No, I meant Bakugo.
Yeah.
Like
it really does feel like if they wanted to heel turn him, they could do it without much effort.
Yeah, but I think like what's happening here is that the bad guys think that, but the reality is he isn't that evil.
Yeah, he's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if Horikoshi did that, it would be also kind of predictable, really.
Yeah, I know, but it feels like it's been completely set up that way.
It does. Ever since the beginning, I mean, ever since the very first episode, Bakugo has always struck me as the character who starts out as a hero but becomes the villain. But I don't get the impression we're going to go there. So.
Well, wait, guys. On a side note, we forgot to mention the best line delivered in this episode, hands down. Dear Mr. Midoriya, I'm sorry I punched you in the balls. That's the best way to start an apology letter. Oh man, B-Dubs, why didn't you
never want to receive?
B-Dubs, why didn't you make that a thread title?
Honestly, I was kind of half asleep at that point.
It's the perfect way. It's the perfect thread title.
Promise Neverland. Promise Neverland episode 2, 131045, or if you want to go by the date, it's October 13th, 2045.
Wow.
In this episode, we're finally getting down to the nitty-gritty of figuring out how to escape from here, and it's going to be a problem because, 1, we're yelling a lot.
We are.
And 2, Mom can actually see where everyone is on a nifty little watch, so that's not good.
She has a smartwatch.
Is this? I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be laughing.
She chipped everyone, and she has a smartwatch.
Oh, I was gonna say this is 2045. How old will we be by then? Like really old?
Sucks to be you, kiddos. You're on the Internet of Things.
Oh yeah. So this episode is so like it keeps up the intensity from the first episode, but then you add Ray into the mix, and he's just like, oh, okay, I see. That's pretty bad. Just nonchalantly, just like.
Emma's here being an extremely shonen, though.
Yeah.
It's like, when you think about it logically, there's absolutely no way we can take all of these kids, including the babies. And she's just like, I don't care. This is Shonen Jump, not cold logic.
I mean, yes, but she's really smart. And I guess, wouldn't you try to save everyone, your whole family, from being eaten,
Yeah.
I think her motivation, I think her reasoning is, I'm sorry, reasoning's not the right word I should use. Her heart is 150% in the right place. Like right. She doesn't want another kid to die. So I don't blame her one bit for trying to push Ray and Norman down this road.
Yeah, if it's possible, I would try to at least attempt it,
Yeah,
like grow up with them. So yeah.
Yeah, Ray makes a very, very good point, and so it's going to be tough. So yeah, Ray's in on it
to say, here's all 75 ways your plan ends in failure.
Yeah, and I think it's been pretty clear here. But you've got like our three main trio here. You've got Norman, who is just the ultra genius, just the smartest there is. Ray, who's really smart, but actually more of a tactician, like a real strategist. So like when he says certain things would or wouldn't work, it's really worth listening to him. And then Emma is the heart. She's the heart.
Not like in Bleach, but
the worst Captain Planet power.
Yeah,
heart.
But that is really kind of.
I was going to say they're the classic three trio from Star Trek. Like she's the McCoy, Ray's the Spock, Norman's the Kirk.
So he's just
I never thought of it like that.
A bunch of aliens.
I don't know about that. I've never. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think Norman is smarter than Ray, but whatever.
Anyway. I'd say maybe like Data, Geordi, and Riker.
It's going to be hard.
Nobody knows who those people are.
Nobody watched Next Generation.
It's Star Trek Next Generation.
A lot of people
I haven't watched, but
Next Generation.
I know the references.
I don't want to.
I haven't watched any Star Trek TV.
I don't want to be that guy, but
I'm lame. I haven't seen.
Come on.
I am like the biggest Trek fan. I'm a mega Trek fan.
I really like Next Generation. I'm just
saying. I've watched them all like many times, so I know all of it.
Let me put it this way. The planet of the people that don't have space travel is exploding. Ray is the guy who's like, can't mess with the prime directive. You got to leave him to die. Emma's the one who's like, no, we have to do something. And then Norman's the one who's like, there has to be a better way.
Well, the thing is, they're just still kids. Even though they're super smart, they're still kids. I think we have to keep that in mind. And also, they grow up with these people. They're not like, co-workers or people they just knew for years,
Yeah. So, I think the most iconic scene in this episode, of course, is the scene where Mom shows up in the hallway in the evening right before dinner.
Heard you talking shit.
With that death glare, like,
Yeah, I like that someone in the thread was like, you could cut the tension with a knife. It was so good.
There was literally you could cut the tension with a chainsaw.
Chainsaw, yeah.
Yeah.
But
It was
then
like
you got to give the Oscar to Emma for that performance.
No, I think she fucked up by bringing up Connie when she didn't need to.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I think
Nah.
on one hand she did, but then on the other, I thought that was really smart of her. She was kind of testing the water to
You
see
got to be
what mom would
careful.
say.
You
So
got to be careful with that, though.
yeah, but you might be right that was probably a step too far because that
Yeah.
glare that side eye that she gave
Yeah.
when she said that.
that was not a side eye. She was looking directly into her soul.
Yeah. I mean, it was very much like you got to be careful when you toe on the line, because if you go even a skosh too over, they go, no.
My other criticisms of survival skills this episode would be get farther away from the stairs than just the foot of them to be like, oh shit. Because
Yeah.
I guess this
Well,
happened in
okay.
the manga where they showed her going to her room, but they didn't show it here.
They didn't
It's
show
like,
it here, no.
she's like 2 feet above you.
When I watched this the first time, I hadn't read the manga before. I watched the show before I read the manga, and I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, they just walked 7 feet away. She would have definitely heard them, down there panting. But
Hey, I followed
for
you
those,
downstairs. What's up with you?
yeah. But for
You're
the
expecting her
record,
to peep her head over.
in the manga, there is a shot that mom walks away and goes back to her room, so she wouldn't have heard it. The other thing I want to say too is that, because this is going to be a recurring issue that I just kind of want to nip in the bud early on, is this like everyone's loud and too loud. It seems too loud, and I agree. I think the anime goes a little too far because it has to like vocalize things that used to be internal monologue and stuff like that.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think they decided that, but that was a mistake.
Yeah, maybe it was, and you might be right.
I
But
would not, if everyone was constantly talking an internal monologue, I would not have an issue with it, because saying the wrong thing out loud gets you killed.
Yeah, I haven't.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to really discuss it, but yeah, I've heard some criticisms over the adaptation because I haven't read the mangas, which
I think it's a
that's
minor
kinda
thing.
interesting.
But the one thing I do want to say though is that I think that people take for granted is a couple of things. First of all, the Gracefield house is pretty big. I mean, it's a big building, and so I don't
big, but it is also old.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that when characters in another part of the house, I don't know like how much sound would travel. I think that's like the worst case scenario when they're outside near the wall or out in the forest. Like that's huge. That plantation is huge, and so I think that there's no like worry there that the voices are going to be carrying too much.
Or after she showed off the tracking capability?
It was before.
Okay.
Well, no, it was after. It was after.
So in that case, it's like, she can notice that there's 3 dots somewhere off away from all the other ones, right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's not clear. Well, I don't want to go into that, but
yeah, I don't think we've gone into that yet.
we haven't. Let's not go into that. But let's just say it. Well, they did say in this episode that we know that mom's not always knowing where everyone is because she has to manually look, right? And so if she's busy doing something, and these kids are smart enough to know when she's going to be busy doing something, then it's probably safe. But also this idea too that like the kids are spread out everywhere. They're all playing outside, so it's not really clear if 3 kids are over somewhere, what are they doing other than just having a good time. But the yelling is, I don't think, a big issue when you're outside, because again, there was a shot in the first episode when they're all playing tag, and then you just see like the rolling hills of the field, and it's like a long way. I don't think the show does a good enough job of showing just how big this area is.
It's just that I'm waiting for mom to pop out from behind a tree. It's like, what's up?
I mean, that's always a real possibility. Absolutely, yeah.
It just feel like what with the manga, the example of the manga showing her walking to a room, that the anime isn't quite as good as covering all its bases.
Yeah. There's other little details like that. For example, like in the first episode when they were taking the tests, like in the manga, you hear a voice that's asking the questions, and it's things like, which of the following 3 figures could be folded into a perfect cube? And then so you know they're taking a test. Where in the anime, you don't hear the questions; you just see them scanning barcodes.
That was fine. There's no way anyone would think anything other than, oh, they're being tested.
You'd be surprised, dude. I think I saw people online, not on our thread, but in other places, being like, "What are they doing?
Why are they just scanning barcodes?"
I plan to read the manga, but I think just to play like devil's
But
advocate,
also,
it's
like,
an adaptation,
the next scene is
Yeah.
literally, here are your test scores. That should be
exactly
the clue.
But I'm just saying that, like, for time constraints and stuff, like cutting out a little thing like that could confuse someone. Just like cutting out the shot of mom going back to her room could give you the wrong impression about how far sound carries and things like that. But I do agree that, like, going forward, there are times when the characters are loud and you're kind of like, man, they're too loud. But yeah, whatever.
But I think I know what you're talking about, those moments. But I think with their kids, I guess they'd be loud. But then I think, wait,
but
it's not really a safe opportunity to be loud,
But it's like you can't get away with their kids, because the entire point of the show is, yes, but they're super genius kids, and that's the only reason they have any chance of getting away from this demon farm.
Right.
I just I'm just taking it with a grain of salt that every time that they're loud, they've already taken the test to make sure that they're not going to be heard. Because there are times when they speak up and it's like, we don't see them checking every time to make sure it's safe, but I'm just going to take their word. I'm going to assume that they did. That's all I'm saying. So what else happened in this episode that's worth noting?
They went past the waist-high fence of doom and came face to face with the wall from Attack on Titan.
They did. Yeah.
It's much smaller than we expected.
Oh, speaking of yelling, did they hear Aaron on the other side?
Probably.
Kill all the Titans! Like, what was that?
What's that thing poking over the wall? It's probably nothing.
It's fine.
And then there's a second mom now. So great.
Yeah, Sister Krona.
Okay, so let me. I've got something to tell you guys about this. This is interesting.
Did the dub just decide they didn't actually really want her to be called Crone?
Well, here's the thing. So I looked into this. Okay, so in the manga and in the show as well, if you look at the subtitles or the credits, it is Krone, Krone. However, I went back and out of curiosity, I went back and I listened to the sub. And in the original Japanese, they say Krone, because that's how you would pronounce that in Japanese, Krone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they also have flip-flaps for that. So it's a 2-syllable name. And so I think what happened here is they needed to make sure her name was 2 syllables to match all the lip flaps.
Right.
So, but instead of Krone, they went with Krona. Now, here's another funny thing.
I've heard of Krone, but I didn't know. You're definitely.
They said
right,
Krona in the dub. So
I hope that's like maybe like a little minor mistake, or maybe they just changed the.
I think they changed it. So here's the other weird thing. So in the original, Krone comes from the German to mean it's like royalty, like a crown. And
yes, but when everyone would hear it and be like, "Oh, like an old crone."
Yeah, something like that. Or yeah, exactly. Or yeah, that's a good point. But so there's it kind of influences, like, it kind of says a little about her character, but not much. But here's another thing that's weird. Krona is actually and this is going to sound bad when I say it, but you have to think about it for a second. The origin of that name is actually to be like the dark one. But not like, it doesn't necessarily mean like literally dark. It means like menacing or or like evil.
Well, I'm thinking about it, and there's definitely
but that's how From
definitely
wanted Dark Souls to be called Black Souls, and everyone was like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, Krona, whatever. I like her. I'm not gonna go into detail, because I only just saw the sub version. But there are definitely moments where can raise an eyebrow at some things, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
eventually.
I mean, somebody was worried about her portrayal, and like you obviously can speak more to this than I could, Imperial, but like, I mean, I didn't get any impression that her character is portrayed poorly because of her race, but her character does act pretty weird for other reasons compared to the manga.
Yeah. There's some moments where I'm taken aback a little bit, but they're not really anything that I would say hurts her as a character. I mean, she's still a very interesting character.
Yeah.
For reasons that aren't related to her race or anything. But
yeah, I don't think there's anything there that bothers me about the way she's portrayed, outside of the fact that like I'm trying to, how do I say this?
We
it's
can
like
talk about it next week because that's still like
we probably shouldn't say anymore. But
but
I
like
think it's
thrown in your face, basically.
I think some people. It's interesting to hear your perspective, though, Imperial, because like the you having not read the manga, like you only know the portrayal that you see in the show, and it is somewhat different than what was in the manga. And I think
I think I've heard about that.
Yeah, and so like people are not as hot about this anime version of her, and I can get that having seen both now. But I didn't think when I saw the anime originally, I didn't have a problem with this character. So I think it probably maybe a step down from the manga, but it's still interesting.
There's certain iconographies, some things that she kind of does that are, I guess you could say, sort of unfortunate implications, but compared to other portrayals of black characters in anime, it's better, but it's not like at
ideal.
An ideal. It's not at an ideal level.
Yeah,
but
I don't personally. I don't really have the right to say this because I'm white, but like I don't think that she comes off like feeling like a racist character or anything like that. Like I think she just seems like she's kind of she's out there, but it doesn't have anything to do with her being black. Is what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
I mean, that makes sense. But, I don't consider her a racist character at all. But
okay,
I guess we discuss this more when we get to that bridge. But the implications are still kind of there.
I gotcha.
I can understand why some people would be a little uncomfortable with that.
So yeah, let's talk about Sword Art.
Oh no.
Sword Art Online episode 12, The Sage of the Library. In this episode, they make this dude DDoS by making him remember some stuff.
I didn't realize that's how that worked.
Apparently he was a super awesome dude who won a tournament.
I have no idea what the hell happened in this episode. Sorry to interrupt you, but I had no idea what the hell happened in this episode. It's like, okay, this guy's now like Red Ring of Death, and now here's a like an AI lolly to help you guys tell you everything about everything. The exposition.
Like, okay, you're running through the castle. Here's literally a door out of thin air. Here's the helpful exposition lolly to explain everything.
A literal 500-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's not. I'm not even joking. That is literally how old she is. But again, she's not really a person. She's the physical manifestation of that system, the cardinal system that runs the game.
Yeah, but she still looks that way intentionally. It's like, well, she's not really a child, guys. Relax. She's just an AI. She's just the system that runs the game. Relax.
So creepy.
You guys go do you.
Like
it's nothing creepy at all.
And so basically, here's how it goes. You know those four like Wrath employees who were there at the start to teach everyone about being not total bags of shit? Well, one of them was a total bag of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Who could have guessed?
I wonder if I don't know, maybe.
Why would he do this?
Kayaba.
It was Kayaba.
It was me, Kayaba.
Yeah.
It's me, Austin.
It was me all along, Austin.
So wait, actually, I think I answered my own question. So the thing is, the four employees put their flux lights into the system, but one of them just, I guess, was actually his true self was that he was a dick, and so he decided,
I'm gonna follow the rules, but bend them absolutely to their absolute breaking point and be a huge dick like me.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Even though he didn't have to do that, and there's the risk that it's going to ruin everything that they're trying to accomplish, I guess his Fluctlight was like, yeah, but if you do this, you could rule the world in here.
I like how his fuck like has like an evil like Emperor Palpatine voice.
Oh, by the way, yeah. By the way, dude, the more this show explains things, the more I realize that yes, these freaking Fluctlights are able to have Fluctlight babies. They're not cloning things. They're
No,
literally having
no,
children.
please.
No, they explain
No.
this.
Yes, they just reclone the baby fucklights.
I still have no idea what a fuck light is.
It-
But
it's
They
didn't they
explained
know-
it. They
it's
explained
like
it so
they're
many
made-
times.
They digitize the soul.
They
fucklights
digitize
are
your
baby
soul,
souls.
but like it's like their brain. But anyway, but like didn't they talk about in this episode like this character got with this character and that created a new character that had the attributes of these other two characters,
That's the
just
thing.
like
They
genetics.
Back when they explained everything, they said when mommy and daddy love each other very much, we go in there and make sure that there's a new baby, a new like clean slate baby Fluctlight in there.
I
Right.
don't believe you. I
They
don't
can
believe
Little
you.
birds in the
Because
baby.
here's
that's
why.
what they said.
Because apparently this has been going on in the virtual world of this world for like 1,000 years.
Yes,
Well,
It's all
in their
amazing.
time, which
inside.
still doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but they're not literally going, oh, okay, so
they can
I'm going
literally
to have to
they can
create.
literally have a program do that.
Yeah, they
Oh.
automated the whole thing. Like they're
Huh.
gonna sit there, like they have one guy just sitting there, like just button mashing.
I mean, there's
like,
been like a million
"You're
people probably at
fucking-"
this point.
Literally,
You know?
one of the jobs of librarian law, it can be, oh, these guys fucked. Here's a baby.
But that's my point. That's what I've been saying. They're not just cloning them. They're like
They
merging
are.
them and creating new offspring.
No, because we said this it's literally just another blank copy of one of those original baby souls,
Right.
and then because
Baby
it's
soul.
just the baby, it's a blank slate. It's new every time. It's different every time because of the parents.
See,
Right.
I'm just waiting for like Jeff Goldblum just walking and be like, "You scientists were so obsessed with whether or not you could, instead of thinking, well, whether or not you should have."
Yeah. Well, I
quite
mean,
much of that.
remember they kidnapped babies and then cloned their soul. So that is a thing that happened 100%.
Yes, there's
What-
no denying that. I'll back you up 100% there. These
Like,
guys cloned baby souls.
Kidnapped baby souls.
Well, we don't know if they were
they
kidnapped.
didn't, but we are just going to continue saying they did.
Yeah.
They were totally kidnapped. Let's
Although
be
it
real.
does beg the question, if they didn't kidnap the babies, what happened? Did they just like write some
Yeah.
people and say, "Hey, do you have like an infant that we could borrow for half an hour?"
Yeah, it's
Well,
like,
no, we're just gonna clone their soul and put it into a computer.
They were like company babies.
that's totally unethical, and I couldn't believe
Pump it.
that.
Bring your child to work day and put them in this.
Bring your child to work day. Bring your child to Underworld Day.
Bring your child
Oh
to
no!
giant
The cloning facility.
middle of the ocean.
Oh my goodness, man!
So yeah, some girl got on a power trip, and then now she's the administrator.
What was her name? Queen Bella? Queen Bella?
Quinella. Quinella.
Oh,
Is she the naked one?
Yes. She realized, I don't care anymore. Screw this. I'm not wearing clothes.
She's like, I'm getting old, so I'm going to make myself young now.
Because I'm above humanity, I won't wear clothes.
Oh,
Yep.
Also, she's going to go back to the perfect age of being late teens.
Mm-hmm.
That way you
I like-
know you're in an anime.
I like to think that it said like mid-teens, but they said no, we gotta change that to late teens.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do too.
Yeah.
like, okay, she's 19, but then you can also be like, oh yeah.
But no, but Bishop is right. Like in the the original like Japanese, it said like, well, she went back to 14,
No.
and then the
No.
localizers were like, oh no.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
See, if I had to choose my own
Reiki, we
age,
have to
I'd
stop
be
that.
like, I'd be like 22, something like that. Where you can drink and do all the cool stuff. Yeah. Like you pick the age where you can do all the cool stuff, and you're like, there we go. That's my new age. I'm sticking with it.
I'm
Yeah.
tempted to make a point about the weird like laws of this world regarding age, and I don't even want to go there. So
No, let's go there.
It's
no.
Let's go. No,
we'll be
go
here
there.
for like an hour, but sure,
This is SAO. Let's go there.
let's go there.
What was your point?
Jojo, Throwing the JoJo! JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, episode 32, July 15th, Thursday, part 2. This title is bad.
Well, I mean, it's basically the Hunter x Hunter manga titles for like the entirety of York New.
It's basically like a whole bunch of like arcs combined into like 1 4-episode parts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This episode was good.
It's cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question. I cannot remember who that guy was who could smell everything.
He was the dude with the feet.
Oh yeah,
He was the dude in the hospital bed.
his name's yeah, the highway star guy.
The guy that smells people.
He's the guy who smelled people. He had Highway Star. He chased around Josuke while he was on a motorcycle.
Oh, that guy. Oh, okay.
And then he got healed just to be beaten up.
Yes, and then he can also smell girls' periods.
See, the reason you can't remember him is because he was in casts the whole time, and now he's in his actual clothes.
Yeah,
Did they ever show him like with those girls before?
Yes, they were in that entire second half of that episode.
Maybe I just fell asleep during that part or something.
Probably.
This guy popped up, and I'm like, I should know who this is, and I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you because yeah, that was before they moved JoJo up, right? Before we had a schedule change.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it was in March, that episode, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. End of March.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's back when JoJo was at like what, 230?
No, JoJo wasn't at 230 at that point. They were trying to move it back then.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, actually, this sucks.
I'm messing up the
Because
schedule.
everyone hates
Ignore me. Ignore me.
So basically, Jotaro or Josuke, it has commandeered this guy to be his bloodhound.
Yeah.
It's just so he can be like, hey, it's that dude over there posing like a madman. That's the guy.
But he will not fight or help Josuke fight.
Nope.
Imagine you're just standing on the sidewalk and you turn around and behind you is this guy in this fabulous dress like attire, and he's got like this Merrick Ishtar hair going on. He's just posing there looking at you. What would you do?
Finally, I've been standing here like this for an hour.
Wait, you just described like pretty much an average day for every JoJo character.
Yes, but what would you do if you saw someone like that standing behind you?
I would assume they're a stand user.
I'll just turn back around and be like, okay.
It's that dude over there with the backlight. It's so intense.
If Araki really wanted to throw his readers and viewers off the guard, he would create like an innocent bystander who looks like that.
There's a villain in part 6 where I was like, wait, this is the guy? I thought it was the other dude who looks like a crazy person.
Okay. Well, maybe he does that then.
Rocky subverting his own expectations.
So yeah, they beat the transmission tower guy.
Yeah, like I like how like everything gets so intense, and then Josuke's like, "Oh, hey, Okayasu, how many punches did he throw? Like, did you count how many he was? He just hanging there, being all nonchalant. He's done that before. It's just,
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a little of his grandpa in him, that cocksureness, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And
or wait, it's not his grandpa; it's his dad. I keep forgetting.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I don't blame you because you know Joseph's so old right now.
Yeah,
he's mad old.
And he's wearing a mask. Superfly. I forgot his name. Superfly guy.
Oh, his name? What's his face? He's Transmission Tower Man.
I was expecting him to take the mask off, but I guess he just won't.
Underneath the mask is another mask.
Wait, didn't he take it off at the end? We saw him with his hair.
No, he started to take it off. He started to, and then he didn't. Unless I'm remembering wrong.
The ending of this fight is just kind of there, and it's also because they like straight up cut out a thing, which is actually going to be really important in the final boss fight.
Oh, I think I heard about that, but
This is not really a spoiler because it should have already happened.
Oh well.
But it turns out Josuke can repair blood to send it back to the body it came from.
I guess that makes sense. Seems like he can pretty much punch anything with Star Platinum and make it, or not Star Platinum, but whatever.
Keep this in mind.
Crazy Diamond.
Like
I mean, they were trying to
spoiler, this happened, and it's gonna come up later, but they just kind of cut it, and it's like, I can't believe you cut that.
Yeah, their production. I guess I heard they cut a few things here because I think part 4 was like the longest part. Well, at this point in time, was like the longest part, and it's like 39 episodes. So I guess they had to, remove some things, but that's pretty important. And I like how we're continuing the theme of, hey, we beat up this Stan user, now he's our friend.
Yeah,
defeat makes friendship.
Literally immediately, he's our friend now.
Yep.
It's like I wonder if Koichi's okay.
Oh yeah, and so this new guy, I don't know what it is yet, but it looks to me like his stand power is something like he can turn people into like MC Escher drawings,
which is pretty cool.
It's
something like that.
So freaky.
Yeah,
he literally finds your fear tick and then turns you into a folded piece of paper.
Yeah.
You're probably thinking, how is that connected? It doesn't matter.
I was getting to the end of this episode being like, oh man, is it going to be this thing that's amazing? And then no, it ends right before that. It ends when he's opening up the paper and it's like, no!
Yeah, that pissed me off because I had the gift ready and everything. I was like, no.
I will say these last couple of episodes have been interesting in the like, and it's obvious how deliberate it is, but like the whole jumping around of time and locations. So like we'll be at like 10:30 with these characters, but then we'll go back to like 7 a.m. with this character.
It's a weird thing where they're basically just like stretching out the first chapter of one fight into like several episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like it because it's different, and also it's a great way to mix it up because JoJo, they have the stand of the week thing, but it's a great way to be like, oh, here's multiple stand fights going on at the same time. So,
and I think as a viewer, it's gotten me scratching my head because these things are connected, but because they're happening out of order, you're having to kind of like put it together Memento style,
I'm with Rohan. I really want to know what's on that dude's back.
No, it's going to be awesome. I can tell.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Oh yeah,
that dude crab crawling backwards up the stairs.
Like,
yep.
Well, it's just gonna be like his old like Motley Crue tattoo.
It's just a post-it note that says "dick butt" on it.
That would be amazing.
It says "kick me." He's like, I really didn't want anyone to kick me.
And what's his face could just find out at any time using his stand.
Well,
no, he did that already. He like opened him up and he basically said, for some reason, I really don't want people to see my back.
Oh, it didn't specify. Oh, okay.
It didn't specify.
Yeah, so this is a pretty interesting thing, but we'll get into when it happens.
Because Rohan's stand is so broken, we have to constantly come up with reasons why it doesn't just instantly win.
Well,
Gotcha.
this is something that was kind of introduced in part 3. I don't want to go into it.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what you mean, Imperial. But I do remember the scene where he opened the guy's face up, but I don't remember him actually reading the part that says that I don't want to see, because I was like, oh, he should just be able to know, but I guess maybe there's something more to that.
I think
that guy's pretty funny. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Him like sliding around the door.
Yeah.
It's like what if there's like a bug on the wall and it sees your back? Does that count? But yeah, this episode was like really, really funny, just straight up JoJo-esque. And what's it, Teranosuke, who has to stand Enigma?
Miyamoto Teranosuke is this dude's name, and it always struck me as a name that's kind of like a John Smith. Like this is like an extremely generic Japanese name.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit the way he looks.
I don't know that, but it's just kind of like, man, you just picked out 2 common Japanese names and stuck them together, huh?
Yep.
and he's a bit of a pervert, man. He pulled out Josuke's mom's panties, and I'm like, wow, what?
By the way,
really?
This dude is gonna die because he fucked with Josuke's mom.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes, that's it.
Oh yeah, no, he's not making it out.
Yeah. This is the second time we've seen a JoJo character do a weird tongue thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I've eaten this little pastry.
Yeah, he licked it very suggestively, you know.
Motorboating this pastry. Black Clover was a recap episode, so fuck it.
Well, I didn't watch anything past this point, so.
Wasn't the only thing in it was just that they were like sitting in a library?
I think some new stuff was actually happening at the end, but I was like, yeah, fuck it.
I mean, who can be bothered?
Yeah.
Oh, and apparently Mimosa's voice changed.
No,
this
it
episode.
was the same. People just thought it did.
Oh, really? Oh. I wouldn't know.
No one would.
So let's talk about Boruto instead. Boruto, episode 27, A Shinobi Bout of Friendship. That's an episode title that they just kind of like have put we're friends. No, I'm friends with you. No.
This is the most shonen title ever.
Yep. No, the scientifically most shonen title ever is I Fight for Bonds.
Isn't the most shonen title ever The Heart?
No.
No, that actually would be.
No. That's the most like Kubo-esque title ever.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, the most Kubo-esque title ever is Why Me Sad?
Oh,
Oh my god, I forgot about that one. Oh man.
Oh, there's like also one that's like called like swastika something. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh god, you're right.
Because Ichigo's sword hilt is shaped like a it's supposed to be a manji, but apparently he wrote it as a swastika. I'm like, Kubo.
He did it backwards because he's moron.
Excuse me.
Kubo.
So yeah, they go beat up these dudes because these dudes suck.
They do.
Which really just puts a point on how much Denki sucks that he got kidnapped by these dudes.
Yeah.
These dudes who they literally look like the henchmen of the henchmen of the henchmen of the bad guy.
Yeah.
The lackeys.
They are 4 degrees away from the actual bad guy.
Isn't Denki the kid with the glasses?
Yes.
From the first episode?
Yeah, he's the hacker.
Hacker?
The
they have
hacker.
computer. They got computers now.
The guy who was like, I need to Google chakra.
Yes. He literally did that.
He had to Google chakra.
Yeah.
So they don't teach chakra anymore at the academy?
No, they did. They did. It was just that was their introduction to it. That was
it's been moved up a few years it's been moved back a few years in the curriculum after like basic math.
I think we talked about this once before. It's like this idea that like the Naruto world, the post-war world is like, even though there's still ninjas and their society revolves around ninjas, they're not really doing a lot of ninja-ing. And so like chakra isn't really talked about a whole lot.
If Denki pulled that off, these guys might actually just like broken his neck right there.
Yeah, but that doesn't really make sense because chakra is like a part of their daily life, even without like ninja.
Like
daily life, Ninja Uno.
You're right, it is.
Ninja Uno.
Very important.
It's except instead of Uno, you just yell, "Believe it!" It's Naruto's favorite game, and now it's the world's most popular game.
Excuse me, I believe it's Date Bio.
God.
Oh, we'll get there. Yeah, the Ninja Uno. I actually don't even remember. I just remember them like they diffused the situation with the help of Kirito and then well, that guy, whatever his name is.
Kirito left Sword Art Online.
It's Kagura.
Kagura,
which still freaks me out because I'm watching Gintama, and
I was gonna say
Kagura is way better.
So anyway, they diffuse that situation. The bullies basically make fun of Kagura because he's not using his sword or something, because apparently he killed a kid or almost killed a kid one time with the
We'll
sword.
say he almost killed a kid.
Yeah, and then something happened. I don't remember, and then they were all just playing Uno, and I don't remember how that transition
Literally,
happened.
all the Leaf kids came in and beat the shit out of these dudes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right.
They fucking suck. They're actual ninjas,
Yeah.
and that they just get beaten up by these random kids.
Mitsuki, I could
It's
believe
not
it.
bad.
Yeah, he could probably beat all those kids by himself.
Yeah.
I mean, Mitsuki is like what? Oh, did they get to that part yet?
Well, we
About
know
Mitsuki's lineage?
that he is somehow related to Snake Man.
I'm willing to bet he's literally a clone of Orochimaru.
I wouldn't be
won't be.
shocked.
I mean, they allowed Orochimaru to still continue his experiments for some reason. Like,
Yeah.
why not?
Then, like 20 years later, they're going to be fine. Wait, what? Orochimaru instituted Spectre in all of our organizations. How did this happen? Orochimaru is on like a tape deck supercomputer.
How did this ever happen? No one saw it coming.
So yeah,
The big cliffhanger in the episodes appears to be, was that the shark guy?
I told you this dude's last name was going to be like Hoshikage or whatever. He's definitely just Kisame's son or something.
Yeah, because it's like the gill flaps opened on his face or whatever.
And you're like, hey, here's a fun fact. Kisame is still alive in Naruto Shippuden. He's not dead yet.
Oh yeah, he's not.
That makes no sense, but okay.
You get used to it.
Let's just go with it.
What did you guys think of the opening?
Major step down. I can't even remember anything about it.
Oh wait, what opening was this for?
There was a new opening for Boruto.
Wait, there was?
Oh, for Boruto. Oh, I thought you said Naruto.
No.
I didn't pay attention.
I don't like the song as much, but I thought the visuals were all right. And I agree, it's not as good as the first one.
Yeah. So let's talk about Naruto instead. The actual better show this week.
Yeah, it was really good.
Naruto Shippuden, episode 246, The Orange Spark. That's actually a better name for her than the flaming red hot habanero.
Whatever.
Oh, did they change
She was pretty
Kushina's
awesome
name?
anyway.
No,
I mean, did they change her nickname?
I don't know.
No, you're right. It was like, what did the habanero?
Yeah, the red hot habanero, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I have a problem with that. I just realized that having that name means that there must be a Mexico in the Naruto verse.
Ninja Mexico.
I mean, they don't they make like references like they make like real world references in Naruto. I remember one before, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
I'm sure they do. But anyway,
Habanero's a plant, so I think.
But isn't that like? Oh, I just assumed that was a name that came from Mexico.
I mean,
so anyway,
it did.
Whatever.
In this episode, Naruto meets his way cooler mom.
Yes, this was great. I can't fault the show one bit here. This was actually a very well done episode. I thought that Naruto's mom's pretty awesome and voiced by Laura Bailey, and I loved how like she kept saying like he got that from her. And
like the show keeps trying to pass it off as this ridiculous thing that everyone laughs at, and it's like, not really. Nobody would actually notice.
Yeah, but I just think it's neat for continuity reasons that Naruto's mom did it, he did it, and now even Boruto does it, and it's just like, I don't know. I think it's kind of neat, but
I forget what it is in Japanese. It's like something bio or something, or
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we got to see her like backstory, and I thought it was really charming, and she was a cool character.
When Naruto was sitting on a swing and crying at the same age, Kushina was literally doing the doomsday on fools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's a spoiler to say that that's not what she was doing while Naruto was on the swing.
No, he means that
the equivalent
when they were the same age.
Oh yeah.
Naruto that one clip, that one scene of him sitting on the swing, very sad, that you will see 5,000 more times before the show is over. Kushina, check this out. It's the Doomsday.
Yeah, like when she was a little kid, she was kicking ass and taking names.
Oh, she was awesome.
Mhm.
And yeah, I thought it was well animated. And even though I feel like Naruto's dad is kind of one note and forgettable, I mean, I think like Naruto gets most of his traits from his mom, judging by this episode.
Well, Minato only has like one really cool like quirk about him, but it doesn't come into like really later. So
Okay, well, it makes sense because like he seems to get like the hot-headedness and the I don't know the more jokiness of him and stuff, all that from his mom. And I thought she was a cool character. I mean, I was not expecting to really enjoy this episode, but it was really good.
Yeah.
I feel like this was probably one of the best episodes we're going to get, and everything else is going to be garbage.
Like even the cinema, like even the actual production was really good. Like
Yeah,
the house was actually great.
And like the kids teasing her about her hair. Like I don't know why they go so far with the hair. I guess it's just so red. But like just that all felt pretty natural.
Sociopaths.
Yeah. But I mean, I just feel like I don't know. I could see, kids bullies are like that, and it's just I'm just glad that she wasn't a typical Naruto female, that she was actually willing to stand up for herself.
And fucking Doomsday, a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she had that temperament.
And then we also see her, of course,
got literally none of their positive aspects.
Well, positive maybe.
Yeah, positive.
I don't know. I mean, like he got like good fighting spirit from her, I guess.
I don't hate Naruto, but he's kind of
two really cool people combined to form one total dipshit.
Yeah.
And as cheesy as it was, I liked the whole like he's wearing orange because when you take her and his head and then you mix it together, you get orange. I thought that was kind of as dorky as that was. I thought that was kind of cool.
Color theory.
Let's talk about Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yes.
Hunter x Hunter episode 139, Alaka and something. In this episode, Alaka just says, "Baby brother, die now," and he's like, "Okay." End of the show.
Yep.
Roll credit.
What a dark ending to Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, Gon will never be healed.
That was the shocking end to the show.
I do have a question about that though. Was that legit one of the like demands that had to be met?
Yes, it was.
So this is like him subverting the rules, right?
See, this is the thing. He knows more about the rules than they do.
Yeah. He knows there's more rules than
basically he knows that one, there's Alaka, and then there's the other thing.
Yeah,
and
they said the name.
Nanika. Which
there's Alaka, and then there's Nanika. Nanika is the one that grants the wishes.
They haven't talked about this yet.
No, they mentioned the name.
They mentioned Nanika.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But basically, Alaka is the one who calls him Big Brother. Nanika says Killua.
Yes.
And that's how and it turns out that Alaka will actually, I guess, actually only ask you for like stupid stuff. I think.
Oh, but see, no, that doesn't answer my question though.
Or Alaka can be like, if she's like, die for me, you can like fake it, and that'll.
But that's my question though. Like, do the demands have to come from Alaka or Nanika?
They can come from both.
I'm pretty sure they have to come from Nanika.
But the thing is, though, I'm pretty sure Alaka knew that that thing wasn't serious, because he said, "Oh, Big Brother, you could get up now." Like, I mean,
I don't know.
He completed 3 of her requests. He died. He played the game, and he did something else.
I think you're right, and I think the point is, at least the way I took it is that like if she had gone, Big Brother, give me your spine. If he had like a wooden spine in his pocket, he could have handed it to her and gone, "Here you go," and then that would have been a good enough.
Yeah,
but Nanika would be actually like, "No, rip out your fucking spine."
No, I think she would have been like that too. I mean, here's the thing. Like, we went over the rules as the family understands them, but there's more rules.
There's
yeah. These
But,
rules
like-
is kind of
like-
something you have to like let seep in and kind of go over them because it's a lot to digest.
Yeah, it's really
Right.
interesting.
And
So
the
the
way-
other
way
other big revelation is that the rules can have can be
So,
one or
it's
one
not-
or the other
there are conditions.
conditions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that word, conditions.
So
Yeah, you can basically give me this or this under X condition.
If
Right.
X, do Y.
so this is my other question. Did he literally make a wish? I guess he did, and then the wish was fulfilled, which was that she gave him a kiss.
That's correct. He basically
Mhm.
said, "My wish is if we're not off this mountain in
didn't-
30 minutes, kill my mom. If we
Well-
are, give me a kiss."
Well, no, you have to look at exactly how he phrased it, because he didn't ask her a question like, "Can I have $1 million?" He just said, if we don't get off this mountain in 30 minutes, kill my mom. If we do, give me a kiss.
What does it matter if it's a question?
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah, this is where we get into like the complicated stuff.
so many rules that we're going to completely fuck up on this podcast. Let me just
All right.
everyone.
Yeah.
But the point is that he met the condition. He got his wish, although
Right.
it was like the lamest wish ever. So there's not going to be
Yes.
huge repercussions
Right.
because it was just a kiss on the cheek.
Hmm.
So that's what I was
Yeah.
driving at.
And the repercussions, man, they really went in on that this episode. So,
If you don't demands first you die, first you get turned into a wet towel, then your lover gets turned into a wet towel, and then
with blood.
predetermined number of people based on the previous wish that basically just goes in like decreasing order of time you've been with them.
Right.
Great.
Get turned into towels wet with blood.
That's not horrifying. You, your family, everyone who's ever known your family, everyone you went to school with.
Well, not necessarily. It has to be like your family, like that you're close with, someone you're close
Yeah, like
with.
well, that's what I was going to say.
It literally is time,
Yeah.
physical time
Yeah.
spent with them.
What I was going to say
so
though
Dean's
is that,
gonna be fine.
that's right.
Yeah,
If
Gene's
Dawn
gonna
ever
be-
makes a wish, Gene is like
He's
safe.
golden. like nobody's met him, so anybody can make a wish, and it's like he'll never be hurt.
They're the only person on Earth who wasn't turned into a wet tile and being like, perfect.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I guess I won the Hunter election."
I guess I
Yeah.
won.
You spoiled it.
Damn it, that's how this ends.
We did get
Right,
a little bit
but-
of that
But also, we learned that in order for Nanika to heal someone, she has to be able to touch them.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's why he has to take her out.
And
Right.
also, Gon is so fucked up that if this happens, the death toll from the next unfulfilled request would be like literally 10,000 people or something.
At least,
Yeah.
like we could be talking entire
So,
countries.
See, this is
Just
why I like.
poof.
This is a little aspect I like about this, is because it allows us to keep the stakes high, even
Yeah.
though we came off a really high stakes arc. The stakes are still pretty high with Alucard.
It's
Mhm.
Right.
man, how is Killua going to rules lawyer his way out of literally billions of people dying?
You know
Why
it's
is
a
the
big
next arc?
deal when Hisoka's sweating.
Yeah. Oh, remember how Illumi thought he was the one that was gonna die first because Killua loved him best.
That reaction face.
Even Hisoka was like,
Like
"Bro,
Lumi's like me, and they're like,
bro, are you serious right now?"
They're a nice little like pair.
piece of shit. They're just like, oh yeah, we totally set that up. That was an experiment.
Yeah.
How many butlers have they been through? I don't even
Dude,
know.
and they even have this rule, it's like
They have a
if
training
two
academy.
butlers fall in love with each other, they die.
We fucking
Yeah.
killed them.
And somebody was telling me last week that like, oh no, the Zoldycks aren't that bad.
No,
Yeah,
they're
it sounds pretty freaking bad to me.
I
They
think that
are.
was me.
They're morally gray, like everyone
They're
else.
not-
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're
they'll-
straight up murdering their own butlers.
Yeah, well, they broke the rules. It's only fair. They were warned.
Who would want to be their butler?
Hey, you learn how to fight. and you get paid good money, and
Well, meanwhile,
But
Alfred Pennyworth over here is just like sweating. And also, I keep forgetting the big brother's name. Miluki. He is such an insult. He
really
is. He's like, well, Killua's an idiot, so he's gonna mess it up.
How does that kill people?
With I don't know.
What, like drone bombs and shit?
Yeah,
Probably. He's like that's probably what he is. He's just straight up a bomber.
Yeah, he's probably like an incel neat thing, and like he can't even be bothered to go outside.
I like how Silver just stared at him, just like red eyes, like, "I'm sorry, Father, I'll never do it again." Like, boy, if you don't.
Why do they keep that guy around?
He's very good with computer.
Family.
Yeah,
he's good at the cyber.
Oh, and also he has like a whole bunch of like figure collections, so
He
he's
does.
yeah.
So he's an otaku.
And he loves anime. Yeah. Great. Perfect.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, and Mom is like, "Oh, Killua, you're using my life as a bargaining chip."
She's so proud of him.
This would be like, "Oh, this is great. I love this."
Yes.
She's way too proud of her son over the fact that she's about to die.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like this family's fucked up.
Yeah, I actually had a friend who I got into Hunter x Hunter a few years ago say that the Zoldycks are like the Addams family, but they were assassins.
They are the Assassins Addams family.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. There was election stuff that happened this episode too.
Oh yeah, basically they were like, "Hey, if you don't vote, fuck you, you're not a hunter anymore."
Pariston 2020.
But then when it came time to take their licenses away, nobody really wanted to, because then they couldn't vote anyway, and that would completely defeat the purpose.
Yeah, basically.
And basically, Pariston is there just to be an asshole.
And Cheadle's just sitting there like, "Man, he tries to do these things, but then he doesn't. He sucks so much."
He really
can't
does.
keep getting away with it. He just put obstacles for himself.
He can't keep getting away with not actually getting away with anything.
Such a
God,
dick.
he's the worst. Because they're all sitting there like, well, we just know he's still getting everything he wants.
He hasn't done anything yet. He's probably like the biggest villain we've had in a while.
Like he hasn't even done anything. Actually, when you find out his plan, it's fucking ingenious. Because it's actually really clever. Such a bastard.
Can you imagine if Shawa Poof and Pariston were in the same room together?
Oh my god. It would just be a troll off.
The sparkle would be just absolutely blinding.
I honestly, I really like Pariston, but he's such an asshole. It's like he exists just to fuck with people.
And Cheeto hates him. Hates him a lot for that.
Well, yeah, he exists just to fuck with people. Like that's all he gives a crap about. He's like, "My name's Pariston. I'm here to kick ass and fuck with people."
Well, I also get the impression though that he's like, he makes money and stuff. Like he swindles people.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like he gets rich doing it, but
Pariston is the head of the world's largest pyramid scheme.
Yeah,
he actually runs a sort of separate hunter organization, almost, of like part-time hunters. That like if someone gives the Hunter Association a job and nobody wants to do the job, Pariston's like, "All right, my guys will take it," and then he takes the money, and then they get a little bit of cash. And
they talked about this a couple episodes ago, and the fact that like a lot of the hunters that worked under him died.
Yeah, he's not a good boss.
Well, he is a rat. He is the rat zodiac, so
he is a rat bastard. It's very fitting.
And what do you guys think about the absentee hunters? Like, there's like 12 people didn't vote, or at least 11. Like 80, it was 89.7% of hunters that are registered voted.
There were like 90 something people that didn't vote, which is like, man, there are a lot less hunters than I thought.
Oh, wait, that's the people who didn't vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mix it
Like
up.
90 something people didn't vote. Like
No.
actual people didn't vote, and one of them is gone because
He's dead.
Yeah, the other is Killua because he's trying to make Gon not dead and he's too busy.
I bet that
Kurapika's probably one.
yeah, or is he?
We don't know
haven't
where he
seen him.
is.
No.
Yeah, I mean we haven't seen him yet, but I
Hisoka,
imagine he
maybe
doesn't give a shit.
Hisoka and Illumi because they were on that blimp.
Yeah, they're
we
probably
saw
not voting.
Hisoka. We saw Hisoka vote.
That was
Oh,
the
yeah,
first.
no.
That was the first round, though, not the second round.
He did vote in the
Oh.
first round, not in the second. Illumi, I think, doesn't really give a shit. We know Bisky voted, and Bisky actually got a lot of votes.
Yeah, I can imagine she's well liked.
I would vote for Bisky.
I would absolutely vote for Bisky.
Look at that, man. I would vote for Moral. Okay.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with Moral, man?
Vote for Nove. He's seen some shit.
No, Moral
He needs it.
Moral is like King Vape, man. He would.
That's why he shouldn't get it.
Okay,
He's pushing an unsafe thing onto young kids. Like, you can't do that. What kind of example?
Vote for Knuckle, okay?
Knuckle isn't smart enough to run the Hunter Association.
He has to be able to do math. Actually,
But he has a heart of gold.
He does.
He doesn't do math. He has IRS, man.
You know who should fucking be the head of the Hunter Association? Fucking Leorio.
Huh.
Nah, no, Leorio's too busy doing Leorio stuff.
He's too busy. He's too busy fighting people with his knife.
You're right. He's too busy knife fighting.
And on that note, that's this episode of the Toonami Escape Podcast. Thank you, C. Kohler.
No problem.
Thank you, B-Dubs.
Okay.
Thanks, Imperial Bishop.
You're welcome.
We'll see you guys.
Being here.
We'll see you guys next week for episode 148. Good night, everyone.
Good night.